What's going on, everyone? Mile High back at it with another video, and today we're going to be going over another Super Dragon army. This one is very different from anything I've done before. As you see, we have 6 zaps and an earthquake, and then we also have 5 invisibility spells. So we're going to be pairing a short Royal Champion charge into a zap Super Dragon attack, and it's actually really strong. I'm using the haste file on the Royal Champion, but you could switch that up. You could use the rocket spear as well. That definitely would work. And on the Warden, we're running the healing tome and the eternal tome. You could probably run the Rage Vial instead of the Healing Tome, but I think the Healing Tome is just better just to keep your Super Dragons alive through the backside of the base. Of course, the Giant Arrow, that is definitely a must because you want to aim for Air Sweepers. You can also trigger Invisibility Towers and stuff with that. Just very versatile. So without further ado, let's hop into the first attack and I'll show you guys how this works. So you're going to start off by going in with a short Royal Champion charge. We're going to go in down here towards the Monolith. Hopefully we can get the Monolith, but even if not, we'll definitely get a Fire Spitter. So we're just going to let the Royal Champion do normal Spirit Fox timing this time. You want to drop it on 6 and then just let your Spirit Fox go invisible because it is a short walk and it is a Sui. So you don't want to do the 7 and 3 trick. You want to do 6 and then just let it go. And if your Fox dies in this one, it's no big deal. That's why we're doing it that way. We'll drop her invis, and if it is about to go down, sometimes I will overlap the spells like there. I knew she was going to die, so I just got it down early. Then we hit our haste file. Try to get some of this value. I accidentally made that Inferno invisible, which was a huge mistake. I wanted that to go down. That was a really bad mistake on my part. You could also go for the... what am I thinking of? Yeah, I don't even remember what I was going to say. Never mind. But you zap out more value. We zapped out the Monolith and the other Fire Spitter there. So that's why we did that. I don't know why I just completely blanked. I don't even remember what I was going to say there. Oh yeah, I was going to say you can use the Phoenix on the Royal Champion. I don't know why I couldn't remember what I was going to say there. You could definitely go Phoenix on the RC as well instead of the Fox. It might honestly be better. Just in case she goes down, then your haste file will pop and it'll still get its value off. As you see, we pick up the Kane here. The Kane's following the King, which is going to get some nice value. Hit our King's ability, we take out that other air defense. We hit our Warden ability to keep healing our Super Dragons. I believe that lasts for about 25 seconds. So you want to pop it relatively early when stuff's about to die. Like if you see one that's about to go down, I'd pop it and save that one. Because you only have 8 of them, so you want to keep as many alive as you possibly can, obviously, through the backside of the base. You see here, we have a nice push here, and of course, now the disarmer on defense can't target air troops, so it has no inkling on your attack. You can absolutely wreck it with these Super Dragons, which is really nice. Some ground attacks can sometimes struggle because of that disarmer, because you have to kill it 3 times. So it just pulls your troops away when she revives herself, and then they just get targeted the whole time. It's really frustrating. But you see, this base is going to be crushed. I think we still have at least 4 Super Dragons still alive. There might be 5, but I think there's 4. Giant's still up. Warden's still up with the Owl. Oh, and another thing. If you have the Sneezy, use that on the Owl. Mine's upgrading, so that's why I'm using the Owl. Just because it's another flying one. I didn't want... I usually run with ground attacks. I'll run the Diggy on the Warden, but obviously I don't want that with an air attack because it'll just go die and not get any value. This base was crushed. We still have 4 Super Dragons alive. Our Warden's still up. And the Giant we picked up from the army camp. Crushing 3 stars. So let's go hop into another one. Alright, on to attack number 2. We got the Fire Spitters and the Monolith at the bottom here. But we're just going to do a RC charge up here because I don't think we would have been able to get into all that value down there. Because like I said, we only have the 5 invises. So we're just going to try to claim as much value as we possibly can here. We'll get the Inferno and the multi-gear cannon. And we'll also probably get at least 1 air defense. So this is pretty solid value out of it. Up here, and then there's also not that much damage, so I can let my Spirit Fox put in some work. So we got the multi-gear cannon, we got the Inferno Tower, we're going to get an air defense there, we're going to pick up the Ricochet Cannon, which obviously doesn't do much, and a ground expo doesn't do anything either. We'll pick up some Teslas, get rid of those skeletons, just basically picking off some free value here. Hopefully we can get that multi-archer tower, that would be clutch. I don't think she's going to, nope, not quite, just barely missed it, but that's pretty solid value there. Then we'll zap out this section down here. We triggered that Poison Tower. We got an Inferno, and I believe we also got a Scatter Shot. So it's pretty good value. Sure, a Queen Giant Arrow from the left side. We did get the Sweeper right here, which is what I was aiming for. But then I actually changed my mind. I was going to come in from down here behind the Spitters, but I ended up going up here just because we had such a good funnel set. One of our Dragons does go off up to the top, but that's okay. Then we'll send in our Blimp. We had our King's Earthquake Boots to open this up. We're going to take out that compartment there that has the Inferno Tower. And then we'll be able to wreck this Super Dragon, hopefully with our Queen and our Super Dragons of our own. Then once the Blimp lands on the Townhall, you're going to rage your Yetis, obviously. I forgot to mention that, I think, in the last attack. But the Yetis break through the wall. They're going to get some nice value here. They're actually going to take out that Fire Spitter. And then our Super Dragon almost takes out the enemy Royal Champion, but our Yetis out of the blimp actually tank, so our Super Dragon doesn't take any damage from the enemy Royal Champion. So that goes down in a hurry. Our Yetis finally die off, but they got pretty decent value considering the only thing in the core was just the TownHall, so they actually had to beat through a wall. Usually they don't get any value in that situation. But yeah, we're going to clutch up here because our Giant is tanking the multi-archer tower nicely, and then the Kane is on the backside of the base here. So we're going to pick up the Kane to push through the backside of this base, and it's going to absolutely shred through everything. Unfortunately, our Giant just barely misses that multi-archer tower, but it's not going to matter. One shot from the Super Dragon. And look at this disarmer. Completely helpless. Gets stuck on the Kane, but then our Super Dragons just absolutely melt it. So yeah, all these buildings are tightly compact together, so these Super Dragons are going to melt the backside of this base. We got the Kane. Queen's still full health with healers. Fortunately, that disarmer does come back. That's what I was talking about with the ground troops. She revives herself behind where you already killed her, and then it makes your troops backtrack to go kill her. But it's not going to matter. Like I said, Super Dragons, no problem. Our Super Dragon up there one-shots the air defense. And again, we absolutely crushed this base. Another nice 3-star. So let's go find another attack. All right, on to attack number 3. We're going to go with the Royal Champion from over here. That way we can send the King and Queen up here and pick up the Giant and the Kane to push in with them. And they'll get some nice value carved out for our Super Dragons. So we're just going to keep our Royal Champion invisible here with the Spirit Fox and our invisibility spells as usual. Charge in towards the Queen here. Luckily, she didn't target the Queen, which is actually really nice. Sometimes she will. We're going to take out the Builder Hut, and now we'll take out the Air Defense and the... Or not the Air Defense, the Inferno and the Sweeper, rather. We still have 2 invises left. We're going to pop her Haste File, which will destroy that Poison Tower, which is really nice, because that can really slow down your Super Dragons, so now we don't have to worry about that. And we're also going to get this Air Defense. So we got really nice value out of just 5 invisibility spells there. So now I'm looking where I want to go in from. I want to pick up the Giant and the Kane to move with my heroes, but I don't know. I don't know about the funneling. So I'm kind of trying to think here. We zapped out the Monolith over here, and there was something else with the Monolith. I'm not sure what. We actually end up sending the Queen from the bottom, and we're going to go in from here. We're not even going to bother picking those troops up. I might drop one of these balloons to bring a couple minions and an archer just for situations like that, because I could drop the minion on the Kane and a minion on that Giant probably, if not an archer. And it would pick both of those up, and they'd push in and take out the backside of this base by themselves. But we rage up the Yetis. They're getting pretty decent value in here, tanking. They might take out the enemy King, which would actually be nice, because if you don't know, the King's the best air defense in the game. Come down to the end of the attack, all your troops wander off and target the King, which is really frustrating. But yeah, I definitely might drop one balloon, like I said, bring 2 minions and an archer to replace it, because here I could have picked up those troops up there, and they would have taken out that backside air defense, probably would have got that multi-archer tower. And they might have even broke in and taken out those heroes, because they can do some serious work, because they have no problem breaking through walls. So watching this back, that is definitely one change I will make, because you don't always want to send your main push in through where those army camps are at, because we just got so much value out of that Royal Champion. I didn't really have a very good path up there anymore for the Super Dragons, so I ended up going in from a different direction, but it's not even going to matter. We're just going to 2 times through this. They're going to melt this, and we didn't even use the help of the Kane and the Giant. It's not even going to matter, because everything's already going to be down by the time we even destroy those. We do lose our Super Dragons over there, but it's not going to matter. We pick up the Kane now. Air defense goes down. We pick up the Giant, and at this point, it's just trash, so they didn't even help me. So that was a bit of a mistake on my part. Like I said, that Royal Champion got way too far up, way farther up than I expected her to, so I didn't want to send my main push from there anymore. So we ended up not even using them at all, but like I said, bring a couple cleanup troops, and you can just pick those off with the cleanup troops, and then they can clean up the backside of the base by themselves. So definitely make sure you guys do that. Let's go hop into one more attack. All right, on to the final attack. We got a war base this time, which doesn't even have those army camps. I wanted to show this. So we're going to go in down here into this archer tower compartment. And I wasn't too concerned if she went left to get the monolith. Great. If she went right, that's also fine. Just setting up some nice pathing here. We popped the haste file a little bit early, which I don't recommend doing because it's hard to keep her invisible because she moves so fast. So we end up actually having to use an extra invis there because of it. So I like to use it when I'm down to maybe 2 invises left, sometimes 3. It kind of just depends. Unless she has really obvious pathing where it's easy to keep her invisible. It's hard to do when she's moving that fast to try to keep her invisible. But I'm hoping we can pick up this air defense here, which we are, and that's really clutch. We cleared out this whole side, which is 5 invises. That's why this is so good. Now I'm looking, there's definitely value in here for my zaps. I'm just trying to figure out where. I might try to hit the, well, nope, the rage tower actually triggered itself. So I'm gonna hit this bottom rage tower. We get tons of value there. There's an inferno, a multi-archer tower. Yeah, just so much value there out of that. We shoot our Queen's Giant Arrow and actually take out both air defenses in this direction, which is really nice. We send a couple Super Dragons down here just to funnel, and then we'll send the rest in right here in the middle. We'll path through, try to get rid of this air defense early, and I believe that's the last air defense on the base. Yeah, it is. So we're going to be fighting this air defense, and then other than that, we got the Monolith and this Fire Spitter pointing in our direction. We do have some heavy-hitting defenses left, but we're going to take out the Town Hall easily with this blimp. We'll rage up these Yetis. They might even be able to take out at least one of the Fire Spitters, which would be clutch if they could do that. The bottom Fire Spitter goes down. Come on, can they get the top one? Come on, Yeti Mites. Jump over, and they do. We take out both Fire Spitters. That was really nice. Unfortunately, we're not getting any pathing into that Monolith, which is really going to hurt us, because it's going to pick off that entire Super Dragon over there. Yeah, we actually completely missed that Monolith. I was hoping I could get at least one of these to path over and take it out. But unfortunately we don't, and I still don't think we're going to. I think they're going to go up. Okay, it does path down. Can we get it in time? I don't think we're going to, because it locks on to the Inferno Drag. Yeah, and we get hit by a Seeking Air Mine. So it's pretty unlucky. Our Warden's going to go down as well. But there's really nothing. Yeah, there's nothing in the base. The Royal Champion and the Monolith are all that's left that can hurt us. So we're going to 2x through this. We still have, I think it's just 2 Super Drags left there. There might be 3, but we still have our Queen with healers as well. Look how quick that enemy Royal Champion goes down. We still have the Frosty alive on the Queen as well, which is going to keep that Monolith frozen for the rest of the attack, which is really nice. Super Dragons finally path in. Should pretty much one-shot that. The Queen takes out the Hero Hull, and another nice 3-star on a War Base. So I just wanted to show you that one, that it does work in Legend League, and it also will work in War and CWL. So if you guys try this out, let me know how it works for you. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys next time.